A very good evening. Yes, a brand new one-day special launching right here and now on Hochanda. If you're new to Hochanda, hello, my name's Janice Phillips. It's great to have your company. And if you're new to the one-day special, well, we've got a superb deal for 24 hours. So it could be an idea to start popping things into your basket and checking on out. You've got a £25 saving on this marvellous, beautiful, whimsical collection from Clarity. It's their fresh cut die sets, and my word, when we take you through some of the samples and what you can do and create with these, it really is beautiful. On top of that, you are also getting your designer card as well. So this is a great addition to your one-day special and a great addition to that saving as well. So you can start making and creating instantly when you get these home. I do need to introduce you to the lovely Paul Church, who joins us now live on Skype. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Janice. How are you? Oh,
I like your shirt, Paul.
Thank you. All the way from Hawaii.
I thought as
and Dave.
Yes, I thought as much, with that big surfboard on there. Very nice, very nice. Great to have your company as always, Paul. Can we talk about the fresh cut die sets that we've got here? Who designed them? Why? Where can we use them? And just how beautiful they are.
Okay, so the collection we've put together here has been on before. It was last on in 2019. And the one that we're looking at here, the Make-A-Wish, this was actually illustrated by Barbara. And when you look at it, it's just, you can see at the bottom where it says Make-A-Wish, just at the bottom of the design.
Yes, we can see that.
It's hidden in the meadow. You've got the two lovely bunnies, sort of under the moonlit sky and everything else. They're absolutely gorgeous designs. And then in addition to that, we've got three other designs created by our very good friend Mel Turner. So we've got the first one coming up is the hare in the glade. And again, you can see that hare just underneath the tree there. Absolutely gorgeous.
That is phenomenal.
There's so much detail on our dies. And when you're looking at those die cuts there, Janice, the idea of the Aperture die is that no matter what size card you cut out of, it will always stay within the frame. Barbara's always loved the effect of paper cutting, but as you know, that can take time, and if the designs are quite intricate, you could sort of chop bits off and everything else. So that's when the fresh cut dies were born, to give you that beautiful, quick and easy paper cut effect.
Now, next one along.
Yep, next one in the collection is, this is one of my favourite ones, this one. This is the hare in the meadow. Those beautiful big daisies. Absolutely gorgeous. And when you look at how different they look in the black and the white, it really is as simple as that. You could just die cut it into a card blank and you've got your instant card. Quick and easy.
I mean, there it is with the background of that designer paper, and of course you can use the designer card that we've got included with the one-day special, and it makes it stand out. It makes it look so beautiful. And like you say, Paul, there is so much that you can do with these dies, but there are 4 in this particular deal. Let's head to the 4th one that we've got here with that wise old owl and the hare. Isn't this clever? I love the way that Mel has incorporated that lovely corn, the meadow, into the hare that's there. That's very clever, isn't it?
It is. It's sort of, when you look, it's camouflaged within the foliage. And sometimes you'll look at the design and you think, where's the hare? And then all of a sudden he pops out. And then you've got that lovely owl at the top as well. So really sort of, I mean, these are great for occasions throughout the year. They really are. And perfect for men's cards. We always struggle to make cards for men, so these can be quite masculine as well.
Yeah, they certainly can. And just talking about paper piecing, I'd just like to show this sample whilst you're on the line, Paul, because this is absolutely gorgeous and does show off the designer card that you can use as well. And that's using a couple of the elements from the Make-A-Wish, which is beautiful, and then opening that up to see that gorgeous pattern inside. Isn't that wonderful? What a lovely idea. And again, that could be, like you say, gorgeous, Paul, a masculine card.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things I love about our fresh cut dies, is that you have that versatility with them, where you've got, I call it the snippability. So when you look at the design itself, and then you can see, I think Dee's done that one.
Yes.
And she's just taken away the outer frame and just showcased and highlight different areas of it. And for me, the petite toppers, the card, gives you that instant artwork straight away.
Yeah, it certainly does. Let's have a look at those actually. You get 40, is it 40? 48 sheets
48.
included, and you get 12 designs as well, and you get 4 of each. Now if I hold one of these cards up, Paul, I just want to show everyone at home the way they can make their artwork and their cards look completely different. So here's your Make-A-Wish with those beautiful hairs just kissing underneath the moonlight, and we'll put the purple coloured card underneath that you can see there. So that's one effect, which is beautiful and lovely. But that could be a nighttime scene. And then if we take another one, even though you've got the moon there, the moon still comes out at night time, and maybe when the sun's setting, completely changes it. And that's just using the card as a background with those beautiful designs on there. And let's just bring that one in just to make it look different again. And that's how gorgeous these cards are, the card toppers, but also use them to frame those images as well. £49.95, saving £25. That is a huge saving for your one day special, and it's available on Flexi as well. So for £24.98 today, you can get these fabulous Aperture dies home, and you can get the designer card as well. But don't delay, start checking out your baskets to make sure you don't miss out. Make sure you check out 921885. Paul's still with us, and we're going to have a look at the Groovy plates, because this might be your favoured art. And these are the same designs, aren't they, Paul, but in the Groovy plates?
That's right. So again, with the Groovy plates, you also have that versatility with them, being able to pick and choose the different elements. And you've got this beautiful, what we call sort of like the double line art in areas. And so it's perfect for sort of adding colour into it. I mean, if you use the designer parchment and just trace it out exactly as it comes, it's the equivalent of sort of die cutting and putting the paper behind it. You get that beautiful illustrations and the artwork instantly. It really is, they're gorgeous. I
think the images in here are absolutely divine. And when you're using Groovy, you can use part of that Groovy plate. This is a wonderful example of using all of them together right here. You've got Wish, you've got the lovely hair there with the foliage on it, the flowers, that looks stunning. What a beautiful card. That one is by Josie Davison. Isn't that lovely, Paul?
It's gorgeous, and again, it shows that mixability of them, where you can take the designs and that's like, for me, that's like a sampler, isn't it? Because you've got the different sections of that, and then you just changing the colour with the design of parchment or the coloured parchment, it just gives it a completely different look.
Now, with your different techniques with your Groovy plates as well, this one really does bring that to the fore. I mean, this is gorgeous. Taking that hair, as you can see there, but then adding this extra detail through that Groovy and parchment, that's very effective.
That's really good. That's using our piercing grids that we have on the show. We've got the basic and the diagonal piercing grids on the show. And all it is rather than pierce within the shape of the hair, it's just been embossed, so it gives it that beautiful texture but a completely different look.
That is amazing. I love Groovy plates for this very reason. And here's another gorgeous example that caught my eye with the birds on. And you've got the 2 thrushes at the bottom there. Of course, they could be blackbirds if you want them to be. They don't have to be thrush. You can change them into any style bird and any colours. And how colourful is that with the birds in the tree? That is lovely.
That's right. Those, I mean, the 2 little birds at the bottom will be from one of our other plates. So it just shows how you can mix and match if you've already got a collection of Groovy plates, how that you can interweave them to come up with some beautiful designs.
Yeah, you certainly can. This is an exceptional deal. You're saving £8, £23.96 for all 4 of those plates. My word, you're going to enjoy these when you get them home. Mixing and matching, using part of or all of that design for all kinds of different occasions. Absolutely stunning. 477514 is your item number. If you want to go for both of those together, by the way, because you've got the opportunity to open up your Flexi buy, then you'll be able to divide the cost into 2 months. It's interesting interest-free payment, and it's really easy to set up. That's the beauty from buying from us here at Hochanda. Just give us a call on 01733 62000 or head to the website. That'll be the easiest way to check out your baskets. Now, we did say that Paul is with us live on Skype, and we've got some demonstrations coming up in the show. So let's head over to Paul for the first demonstration. What are we going to see, Paul?
Well, Janice, I thought what we'd do also on the show, on Sunday evening, I believe, the 7-Day Saver launched, which is our beautiful 12 by 12 designer papers. So you've got Northern Lights, Indian Summer, Rainbow River and Shenandoah. And that's on a really good offer of 4 for the price of 3. Just to give you some history with the 12 by 12 papers, because all of our designs are available in 8 by 8 paper, 8 by 8 parchment and the 5 by 7 petite toppers. And the reason we decided to take some of those designs and put them into the 12 by 12 was so that you can make a beautiful luxury insert inside your card. So really this was sort of like an offshoot of, as a result of bringing out the fresh cut dies. Because a lot of people make cards to sell, they go to gift fairs and stuff like that. And it would be really beautiful that if you took these designs, because they give you that instant artwork. So for example, if you was to cut one of those books, you've got the same concept, 48 sheets, 12 designs, 4 of each. If you was to cut one of those sheets in half, you'll get 2 inserts for a 6 by 6, double-ended. And I just was going to show you on the overhead camera how it can just change the look of your card when you're making them and how quick and easy it is.
Let's have a look.
So, okay, so what I've done, I've taken a selection of the 12 by 12s and I've just cut them up and folded them. So for example, this one here is from the Indian Summer. So when you open it up, you can see you've got that beautiful insert on the inside. But if I pop it inside the card, you've got that beautiful luxurious insert, so that when the recipient opens the card, you've got that. If you go into the card shop and you go buy a really expensive card, they've always got that double insert, haven't they, Janice?
Yes, they
so you've got options. So this is looking with the more vibrant side, but if I take the other half of it, where I've got the more vibrant side on the inside, and then it changes the look of it completely. So you can have hours and hours of fun of just chopping up your 12 by 12s and just having a play and see the different effect that you're going to get just by changing the designs. I mean, look at these. I mean, some of them are really, really vibrant. So again, I'm still on the Indian Summer, but look at that one.
Changes it completely, doesn't it, Paul? Changes it completely, doesn't it? Makes it into yet another piece of artwork.
That's right. So, I mean, it's not just the dies and not just for card making. This is make a beautiful picture for somebody as well. So you could sort of cut this out, put it in a picture frame. Let's have a look at some of the other ones I've got. I had real fun sort of just cutting all these out and just chopping them in half. So you can do a beautiful insert with a 6 by 6 or a 5 by 5, so that when the recipient gets it, it's those little finishing touches that really make a difference.
Yeah, it really does. Paul, I do need to tell everyone at home that 10% of the stock has gone already, 10% of the one-day special with those fabulous fresh cut dies and the designer card as well. We are getting busy. We do have Paul Church with us on Skype and we've got demonstrations coming up, but I did need to tell you that we are very, very busy for the one-day special and also for your 12 by 12s as well. This is an absolute bargain. Available on FlexiBuy, £24.98 today, and then another payment in a month's time, but you will have all of these gorgeous papers together. Right, that was your one-day special price, but if you want to go for the papers, we'll bring the details up. There you go. £53.96, and that is also available on FlexiBuy as well. So go for both of them together if you want to, and you'll have endless fun putting these together in the different forms of art. Right, Paul, let's have a look at what you've got next.
Okay, so I thought for the first demo I'd keep it really, really simple and just to showcase how easy it is to create quick and easy cards. So if you're batch card making, say like you've got a wedding invite or a party or something like that, and you want to make lots and lots of cards, it's absolutely fine to actually do that with our designs. So I thought what we'd do is we'd have a look at these two cards here. So this one here, what I've done is I've die cut the black card exactly how we were just looking, from a piece of the Northern Lights petite topper you get in the one-day special. And I've actually popped it behind so you can see how you've got that beautiful look. And then with this one, the difference being is I've actually die cut the designer petite toppers. So you get a completely different look from it as well. So depending on where you position it on the petite toppers, you'll get a completely different look. So to start off with, we're going to go really, really simple, sort of like back to basics, because there's no skill required at all, really. So all I've done, I've got my cutting plate from my die cutting machine. And we had a really good tip from Dee Paramore. If you use, you know, those pockets, the poly pockets that you put in a file that has the punched holes down the side,
yep,
this will help to protect your plates. And also it's great, because I tend to use a lot of black card and white card, what can happen is in the cutting plate, the fibres can get embedded. So if I cut from black card and then I put a white piece of card on, those fibres can transfer. So by using this pocket, it helps protect that. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of the petite topper and they're 5x7 and I've just cut it into a 5x5. Really nice and easy. Then I've got the beautiful Make-A-Wish die. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to take the card blank. So this is the 6x6 that we've also got on the show. And I'm going to attach it onto the front of my card. So we're just going to use some low-tack tape to do that. Okay. Again, notice that they'll work in all leading die cutters. And you'll notice, Janice, that our dies have got this beautiful blue livery sort of coating on them. And what it is, it's got a special non-stick coating to it. So it means that the dies will fall out really easily. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run this through my die cutting machine. So each machine will have a different sandwich combination, but it's really as quick and easy as putting your sandwich together. You've got your filling inside, and then we're just going to run that through the machine. So again, with dies, I mean, I've used dies for many, and I've used loads and loads of really detailed dies in the past. And one of my biggest bugbears was having to spend 10-15 minutes picking out all the pieces that are still stuck in the die when I just want to get on and create. So all we're going to do now is carefully remove my low-tack tape. And again, I'm using black card. You could use, we've got the craft cards on the show as well. So just gently ease that away. And then I'm going to be tidy because it's me that's got to clear up the mess afterwards. I'm going to bring in my little waste bin. And then we're just going to pop that onto there. And you'll see how easy, look, it just falls out of the die.
That's perfect,
So
Paul.
I've now got, and it cuts clean beautifully every single time. So if I bring a piece of paper in underneath, you'll see there's nothing caught up in any of it.
That looks beautiful.
It is. See, I love the elegance of the black and the white. So for me, just die cutting like that on black cardstock with the white behind it, there's no thinking about it. And I know why they're so popular, because when you look at the beautiful artwork, it really is as simple as that.
And as I'm looking at that,
all I'm going to do.
Sorry, I was just going to say, as I'm looking at that, Paul, I'm seeing different things already. I didn't notice the holly on the tree before. Now I'm seeing the holly on the tree. I didn't notice the toadstool in the background. I'm seeing the toadstools in the background and the foreground. And then all of those beautiful flowers that surround the Make-A-Wish. Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely cool. And again, the snippability of our designs means that if you didn't want the moon, if you wanted to turn that into a daytime scene, then you could just snip that moon out. There's no, I mean, I can do it now just to show you how easy it is to do. So, I mean, it wasn't the plan, but just a nice sharp pair of scissors, and then we'll just remove that just from there. Okay, and we'll snip there as well. I'm going to come in from the around this side here, because it's just easy with my scissors. So now The moon has gone. I mean, you could keep that for another card, but it's now just changed the look of the design completely.
Yeah, changed it completely.
So this could now be a daytime scene as opposed to a nighttime scene. And then really all I'm going to do, I've got choices. I could take a piece of our 12 by 12. So should we go 12 by 12, Janice, or should we go with the petite topper that comes in the one-day special?
Should we have a look at the toppers?
Okay. So what I've done, I've got my, you can see I've really gone through mine. You're going to get 48 as part of the one-day special. And I just chose this one. I love this one because you've got that beautiful lightness behind it. And all I'm going to do now is just a double-sided tape. I'm working on the inside of the card. And I'm just going to go around. It's easy. I find it's easier to put it onto the card blank itself, rather than on the piece of card that I've cut, because if I don't get it lined up correctly, I could have some stickiness coming through. And then I'm just going to position that in place so it looks really nice on the inside. Then I'm just going to take my card blank and just fold that in half. They're all pre-scored, but I can just take a nice, because it's gone through the machine, it just sort of opens it up. So now I've got my beautiful Make-A-Wish, but for me it just needs that little finishing touch. So I thought what we would do is we've also got the sticker books on the show as well. So in here, this is Barbara's ones, and we've got a collection where you've got 3 different collections. You've got Leonie's ones, you've got Barbara's, and you've got the Christmas and Celebrations. And there's a good saving on that one as well. And when you go through these and you sort of to read the words, you know, for especially people that are tuning in into the Barbara's Shack Shack on Facebook Live Monday to Friday at 10 o'clock, as you go through and read these, you'll hear Barbara's voice saying them. We all need a safe place, and that's what the shack's all about, isn't it?
Yeah,
all you need is love. So we can go through and decide which ones we're going to go for. So let's have a look. Any preferences there for you, Janice? Are you seeing anything you like the look at?
I like either It Will Be Okay or Life is Good, because the 2 hairs are together, aren't they? So they're saying that life is good and that it's going to be okay.
Life is good. There we go. So we're just going to peel that off there. See, it's nice having this interaction, isn't it?
I love it, Paul.
And then all I've done, I've taken the piece. Remember that I cut the offshoot off that piece of card?
Yep.
Then I'm just going to take a piece of that, just to pop it on there. And then I'll just bring my paper trimmer into play. Just move that to one side so I can, helps if I put it on straight. But you know what? You've got time to reposition these before they stick, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So there we go. So we're just going to trim that off down now like that. So we've got a nice little frame that sort of just ties in perfectly with our design. A little bit of tape on the back. There we go. And then Make-A-Wish, Life is Good.
Perfect.
So we've got that one there, and then we've got that one there, which is Dreams Come True. So you can see exactly the same, but the difference being on this one, I removed the moon, but it's the same paper behind the card behind it. That's part of the one-day special, and then these sticker words. These are really key for me, especially for quick and easy cards.
They look absolutely gorgeous, Paul. They really do. I love them. And the great thing is you can batch make as well very, very easily. Make a card and something for the wall and have it in the same design, so you've got that matching card to the wall decoration. Now, a third off. It's a great deal. It really, really is. And it gets even better because we're going to divide the cost into 2 for you. Not only do you get those 4 beautiful, beautiful fresh cut dies, but you also get 48 card toppers as well. These are going to work perfectly together but also you can use them separately. You don't have to use the card toppers with the dies or the dies with the card toppers, but it gives you that perfect combination if you want to. Lovely designs on here, gorgeous whimsical designs. I love that one with the birds in the tree. You've got the hair right there incorporated into the foliage as well. You've got the flowers, the daisies with that beautiful bird just coming on down as the hair hides in the sunflowers or the large daisies. And then you've got that one. That is brilliant, isn't it? With the owl and again with the hair camouflaged into that foliage. Let's have a look at some of the samples that I've got here because these are beautiful. Now the aperture itself is square, but take a look at this one. It's on a circular card. That is perfect. And you can do that as well. Do you recognise the bird at the top? That's just been snipped out from the die. So you can do that. It's a perfect way of doing so. Now you can add different backgrounds to your designs. Isn't this absolutely adorable? And I think this would make a great lantern. Talking of lanterns, I've got a perfect lantern just here. So you can add a tea tree light to that if you want to, and that will flicker away for a child's bedroom. Because of the whimsical nature of this, for a child's bedroom, that will be absolutely gorgeous. And you could actually tell a story. It could be the story of the hare and the hare's adventures, and maybe the hare is getting advice. There he's getting advice from the birds. He's also getting advice from the wise owl. There he is, the advice. Well, he took the advice of everybody and just went out and got himself a little friend. There you go. Now he's saying thank you to the birds because they're probably getting married now. These are so sweet and so beautiful. Different ways of using these. This is a lovely way of having glitter in the background. And you can use this by cutting it out and using some of the self-adhesive papers that Clarity have on the show. You'll be able to find those if you want to. Using the papers that are available in the 7-Day Saver or the card toppers changes the background. I like the way that the dots have been added to that, don't you? And that really makes that fern stand out. Now nearly 20% of the stock has gone, 20% of the stock. Whether you're making these for ladies or whether you want a masculine style card, they're going to be absolutely perfect to make and create as well. Here's another lovely example that might inspire you. This one's by D. Paramore. Now this goes flat in the cards, but when we take that out, you can see you've got that fabulous box style card. You've got the different scenes there making up that beautiful, beautiful scene of the two hares now, because you've got the different plates coming together. 2 payments of £24.98. It's a third off the original price. It's a great combination for you, including those card toppers. 48 card toppers included in that price, 921,885. Divide the cost over 2 months. However, you will get everything at the same time, which is a great way to buy from us here at Hochanda. Now, if you are a groover, then over 10% of the stock has gone of those groovy plates. These are lovely. If you are a groover, you will know that with the groovy plates, you can mix and match. You can use an element from your existing groovy plates and add them to some of the design factors within these plates. You can use your white work, you can use your ball tools on here, and you can also bring some colour out as well. I mean, you've got some lovely designs at the front, but I've also got some to show you here as we just go across the designs, the same as your one-day special, with those beautiful designs. And again, you've got the frames as well that you can circle. Whilst we're on that one there, did you notice that the star comes down in the tree? So it's almost like the tree has spaced out, but it's also the star that's hanging down on the tree. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful card just here that I have in my hand. This one is by Linda. How gorgeous is that? Using the designer papers in the background and then using some Pergamano colours on the front and some of the white work. That is absolutely stunning. If you do like using colour, here's another beautiful sample to show you there. This one is by Glynis. Glynis Whitehead. Absolutely beautiful. And then you can see the different designs of watercolours down the bottom. This is something that you could build and make and create. One more sample to show you, just to show you how you can use all the different plates together. I think that would make a really nice calendar, don't you? Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. So if you do want to go for your groovy plates, only £23.96 for all 4. That is a great deal, and you've got an £8 saving on that. 477514 is your item number. Now, we've been talking about the 7-day savers, and they're here. So it's a 4 for 3 deal, everyone. and they are 12 by 12 papers. You get 48 sheets, they're 150 GSM, and you get 12 patterns. They're double-sided as well, and they're acid-free. So I'm going to take you through the different designs. First of all, very briefly, on the front, you can see the different colour elements in there. This is your Indian summer. Now, each page has the beautiful, complex, detailed pattern that Barbara has designed herself, and then you've got that lovely ombre effect on the back, so you can use either or. You've got 192 sheets in total, which is amazing. You can cut these up. You can use them in their entirety, maybe just putting a frame around that and adding some work onto there, maybe some stamps. That's a piece of artwork in itself. It works out to be 28 pence per sheet. That's incredible. And those beautiful ombre, let me show you that at the side. How gorgeous is that effect? It almost looks like it's out of focus, doesn't it? Absolutely stunning. So that's your Indian summer. You're also getting the Shenandoah as well. So let me show you this one. Now in the Shenandoah, if I go to this, this. Now you tell me what you see in that. That looks like you're standing at the edge of a lake in a forest. There's the lake, there's the mountains over the way, and here's all the trees that are surrounding you. So when you get them home, have a look. Have a look at the scenes that are there for you. And again, those beautiful ombre effects on the other side. Absolutely stunning. That's your Shenandoah, Natural Wonders, as you can see there. That looks like in the, almost like, actually, turn it that way. That could be a cave. Isn't that stunning? And then that is all the heather at the bottom. That's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Can you see that there? I'll get out of the way. You don't want to see me. That is absolutely stunning. So that's part of your Shenandoah. Then we've got your Northern Lights. First of all, when you open this up, look at that. That is absolutely stunning. They could be flowers. They could be flowers. Beautiful paper. Let's have a look at what's on the back of that one. There you go. So you've got like the muted version, and it's almost like it's an out of focus. Stunning, that is. Barbara has created all of these herself with her different techniques, so they really are fantastic. A lot of thought has gone into the making of these. A lot of thought has gone into the process of making these, and of course you'll be able to get that 4 for 3 deal. So that's your Northern Lights. And finally, Rainbow River. I'm not sure which one is my favourite. I like them all, but I do like Rainbow River because you've got those beautiful colours in there as well. You don't need to choose though. You're getting 4 for the price of 3, and you can divide the cost over 2 payments, so it's easy to buy from us here at Hochanda. 508 728 is your item number. 26.98 today, and another 26.98 in a month's time. Right, let's head back to demonstration with Paul Church. He's live on Skype. Paul, what we're going to have a look at now?
Right, okay. I thought I'd just do a bit of explanation about the beautiful designer paper range that we bring to you. If I go on to the overhead just to explain. So when Barbara creates her beautiful designs, it's on a 5x7 piece of material. And that is the same size as the petite toppers that you're going to get as part of the one-day special. And what we did was when they first came out, they came out as an 8x8 designer paper. So when you look at the design where it starts off and then it moves over into the 8x8 paper, you can see there's no detail lost at all from it. The clarity and the sharpness continues. So again, if I just bring that original size artwork in, you can see the difference. Now with the petite toppers, it's single-sided. And then for the 8x8, you've got that beautiful, as you say, that soft tone on the reverse. So as you know, Janice, when you you blow things up and you make it bigger and bigger, you think that you would lose the the focus and the clarity, but you really don't. Look at the 8x8 in the same design, and you can really see how it's all maintained, and it's crisp and sharp. And again, you've got that beautiful soft tone. I mean, for me, this is like an out of focus look, as you said. But it's great for your matting and layering as well.
Yeah, it certainly
is. So they've all been designed so that they're going to work perfectly. And we say it started off life as an 8x8 when we first brought them out, and then people say, oh, we want bigger designs, we want to be able to mat and layer larger cards or for scrapbooking. And so that's why another reason why we brought out the 12x12s. And you can see that they just work perfectly hand in hand. So I thought it was worthwhile just showing you the concept behind it. And just because it started off as a small piece of original artwork and we've made it into a 12 by 12, it's not disjointed or it's not blurry. That's exactly, it's kept the sharpness and the crispness and the quality of the original design.
It certainly has, and it's such great value for money. If you're going for the 12 by 12, it's a 4 for 3. Remember, you're getting those designer card toppers in your one-day special. So treat yourself. Divide the cost over 2 months and treat yourself to some amazing artwork that I know, and Paul knows, and Barbara knows that you are going to absolutely enjoy. Not just working with, but looking at, because they are sensational. Right, heading back to Paul for the demonstration.
Right, okay. So we spoke previously a little bit in the first time just about the snippability of them, and I very simply just removed the moon. So I thought what we'd do, we'd have a look at one of the designs that you're going to get in the collection and show the different stages of how you can break it up and change it so it looks completely different. So this is the card that we're going to be making. So you can see you've got the beautiful hair with the daisies, and then we've used those lovely sort of sticker words there. But when you look at the actual die itself, that is where the die starts off. If you was to simply just cut it out onto a black or white card, job done, instant. But what I've then done is I've removed part of the design, and all of a sudden it starts to open up, and you can see you've now got larger areas. So if you think, oh, I want to send a card to someone, but it's a little bit too busy, or maybe they don't like flowers, so you can keep the foliage, for example, and just take off the flower heads. Just imagine you're doing the gardening and you're deheading your roses or something. And then again, when you look at this one, I've now removed that completely and it's opened it up. So to put a beautiful insert, a stamped image in there of a beautiful verse like the poetry stamps that we have, it opens it up and it really does change the look of it. So I thought what we would do, I would just show you how quick and easy it is with just a few tips on how you can do that. So rather than sort of die cut it out, what I've done, I've already cut one out already. And you can see here, again, it's just pure elegance, it really is. And then all you need is a sharp pair of scissors, and you decide where you want to do the pruning. So I know from my sample I've made, I want to remove this area of foliage here, but I want to keep the little birdie in the sky. So a nice sharp pair of scissors, and then we start to do our pruning. So to start off with, what I'm going to do is just remove the foliage from the body of the hair. So you can see it nice and easy. And then we're going to take the leaf away from that flower head. Now, if I want to, I could remove the top flower as well, but I'm going to keep that one in place just to show you. And then we're going to go in and see, for me, this gives you the versatility of the design, Janice, because it allows it to be used in more ways than one.
It certainly does. I mean, if you were to snip out just the flowers on their own, Paul, you could cut as many of those as you like, and you could make a really long meadow. You could have just the top of the flowers and have that as a mixed media project, for example. So you're quite right. There's so much more to these dies than just that beautiful image that you're getting. All of that snippability. It is a fantastic idea.
Okay, so we've just taken off, we've loosened off the area where it's attached to the part we want to keep. And then I'm going to bring my Pergamano ruler in that has my Groovy Grip on it. And for people that think, well, what's Groovy Grip? It has this special material that comes with the ruler. You get 2 A4 sheets. It's not sticky, but it clings. So it's on the back of my ruler. And what that means is when I apply the pressure to the ruler, I mean, it's not a lot of pressure, but when I put the pressure on, the ruler doesn't slide. So it means I can get a precision cut with my craft knife, and I'm not going to be worried about it slipping and sort of moving out the way. So literally, all I'm doing, one finger there, and it's not moving, okay? And look, if I really push, my finger's going white where I'm really putting the pressure on, and it's not going anywhere. But if I take that material off the back of it, and I put that on, look, same pressure, and it's going all over the place. So it really is magical with especially with a see-through ruler as well, because you can see exactly where you're going. So all I'm going to do, it's got a lovely steel edge on it as well, and I'm just going to line that up against the base of my card, and then I'm going to take my craft knife or scalpel, and then all I'm going to do, I'm just going to use that now as my guide to remove the parts that we don't want. Okay, nice and easy. So we're just going to go along. I've just put a new blade in there, so it's extra sharp.
Be careful,
Okay.
Paul.
So I'm using black card. There was a reason for using black card, Janice.
Oh, I don't like to think about that.
So then all we're going to do is just go up there, and now this will fall out. There we go. And now I've opened up the aperture. And these bits here, I could use on another card. I could sort of remove that head off of there, and I've got some beautiful foliage. But again, perfect, as you say, for mixed media, for building up your layers, for your scrapbooking, for your journaling, just taking these little elements and using them in another way. So that won't get thrown, that can go in like a scrap box. And then all we need to do now is now decide what background we want to pop behind it from the one-day special. So should we do that thing? If I flick and you shout stop.
Okay. Stop! Oh, yes.
Oh.
I was a bit dramatic with my
Moody
stop then,
purples.
everyone. Sorry.
So I've got another ear. It's sort of the stop went in one ear and out the other. So all I'm going to do now, because we've used a 5x5 card blank, I'm just going to trim this down. So the 5x5 is the card blank. So I'm just going to probably go to about 4. Let's go play it safe, 4 3/4, and just trim that down. And I can decide on the area that I want to use to highlight behind my design. See, and you've got 48 sheets in this, so you think you're going to make a minimum of 48 card blanks once you've got your cards, and then right, okay, another decision, Janice. Are we going to go this way?
Oh, you're asking me which way to go. I'll go that way.
That way, you'll go that way.
Yes.
Okay, we've got that beautiful. It's like a night sky, isn't it? With that sort of wafting around. And then all we're going to do is just take our tape runner again. So just get that going, just on the inside. Now, so that my hair, and not my hair on my head, but the hair in my picture, because there's not much on my head, what I'm going to do is just use a wet glue just to go on, so like a quickie glue pen or a zig glue pen, just to sort of spot glue, just to hold it in place so that it doesn't move and it sort of protects the artwork. And then that is then going to pop just on the inside. So you've got the beautiful covering on the inside as well. So it's really nice. So you're not going to sort of see, sometimes you'll get papers and it's horrible on the reverse. And then we're just going to fold that over. Use my bone folder just to give it a nice crease. And there we've got our beautiful design. But again, it just needs that little finishing touch again. So let me grab the sticker books again. So let's have a look. I always tend to go with Barb's ones. So you've got Leonie's as well. You've got the celebration ones and Christmas.
We need a Paul Churchism.
No. It'd be a few words. That's all it would be. It wouldn't even fill a book. Okay, so we're going to go with Be Good. So we're going to pop that just there. Do Good. And Feel Good. So again, I can play around with my layout. So I don't like the way that's positioned. So I can lift it off before I stick it down completely. Just use my tweezers because I've got clunky fingers. And we'll go about there. And then that one. Come on, play nicely. There we go, and we'll pop that one just over there so it's got more of a balance. So you can see how quick and easy, whoops, press the wrong button. So you can see the difference. So the paper went on the button, I'll have to push it back further. So you can just see the difference between exactly the same design, but how the mood changes from the paper you put behind it.
It certainly does.
So another really quick and easy way. And again, you could spend the evening just sort of die cutting a load of the designs out and then just having a play, just snip. And if you think, oh, I don't want to waste my cards, then just cut out onto copy paper and have a play on that. And then when you think, oh, I like this, does that one work? What do I need to cut here? So it's all about experimenting, and don't look at the die exactly how it is. Have a look at what else the die can do for you, so to speak.
Definitely. Oh, thank you for that, Paul. It's such a wonderful way of working, isn't it? Being able to see things and snip them out and use them completely different as to how they were intended. I've just got a few cards behind one of the designs here, that beautiful design of the hare nested in the foliage and the owl at the top. This is putting some of the designer cards behind there that you're getting in your one-day special. You can see how it changes the design completely. There's a nighttime look, which is beautiful, absolutely stunning. You're getting that included. Changes it again, that could be dusk or it could be dawn, for example. More brightly coloured, that could be daytime. You can move that around as well to get that perfect finish time and time again. Absolutely stunning. Now, with the 4 designs that you've got included in your deal and those cards, it's a third off, $49.95. You're saving £25, but think about all the different designs that you can build and create with this. Snip out the hair on its own and use that, and use it several times as well. Snip out the flowers, create a whole full bloom meadow with those if you want to. Just have the owl in a tree, maybe not have the hair underneath, so you could use it separately. There you've got 2 different designs all in one go, if not more than 2 designs in each one. And every time that you cut these out, it'll look different depending on the card and the effects that you're using. These beautiful cards will make lovely artwork as well on your wall. Isn't that pretty? With those 2 colours and then that shadow effect. That's very, very clever. Here's the owl with the hair underneath. I really like the dots on there. That gold makes that stand out perfectly. Just adding happy birthday. That's the beauty of these dies. It cuts out the whole complete card for you, and then all you have to do is maybe add a sentiment or maybe add a little verse or story underneath. That one is gorgeous, isn't it? Now that's really interesting because it's cut out in black and then you've got that white shadow work underneath. But when you open it up, it's actually the hair sitting there on one of the papers from the 12 by 12s. Isn't that clever? So close that up. It's just a shadow. Very, very clever. Then you open it up and there he is. That is incredible. And actually, when you open that up, that's a really good way. You've got the hair looking back at the hair. Now there's another design. If I just bring, no, I'm not going to bring white in. That would be silly. Let me just pop that in there. You could have one looking at the other. Oh, look, he's looking at his brother or his sister or his loved one. Oh, I'm going to cry now. That's beautiful. Right, let's head back to Paul Church. We've got some more demonstrations coming up for you now. Remember, Paul is live on Skype.
Right, okay. I was going to do a Groovy demo, but because of time, I know we're really short on time on this one. So let me just show you what I was going to do, because I will do this in the 8 o'clock show. And it's really, really beautiful. So you know how we've just done with the die, how we took and broke down and did the snippability?
Yeah.
Well, you've got that same flexibility with the Groovy plates as well. So obviously Groovy takes that a little bit longer. So at 8 o'clock, come back and join me at 8 o'clock, me and Janice, and we'll have a Groovy time then, and I'll show you how you can really beautifully and simply create this. And I'm also going to showcase the corner punches as well, because these are a fantastic way of attaching your parchment. So I thought, because what we'll do, I thought we'll do something really quick and easy. So this is a technique that Barbara came up called Trap the Scrap, okay? And because Barbara wasn't a die cutting person, it was always stamps. I mean, Barbara invented the see-through stamp 27 years ago. And so die cutting's never really been sort of it's just another sort of craft, I suppose, like sewing is for me and quilting. But I've always enjoyed die cutting. And I remember when we launched the first collection of the fresh cut dies, and we was prepping some shows and stuff like that. And I was getting rid of all this waste that you get rid of in here. And Barbara saying, "What are you throwing all that away for?" So I said, "It's the waste." She went, "But surely you can do something with it." And I went, "No, it's just a waste. You just throw it away. You've always done it. You don't think about it. You're more interested in what the die is actually going to do for you." So I could see Barbara's brain sort of ticking over. And anyway, so the next day I went back to the studio and we was doing some more. And she went, "I've had to think about that." So this is a technique that she came up with, and so many people are doing it now, and it's very, very addictive. So this one here is a canvas board, and I'm actually going to do the canvas tomorrow, but I just wanted to showcase the technique just to show how easy it is to do to get going. So what we're going to do, I've taken a piece of the beautiful topper, and I've already cut that down to a 5x5. So it's a 5x7 that comes in the one-day special. Then I've got my lovely die. And what I need to do is I just need to lightly spritz the die with some water. I'm not going to soak it, but what it does is it acts as sort of like a resist. So what I'm going to do, I'm doing it this way because I've got the machine over there. I don't want to spray that. So we're just going to give it a light misting of water. Okay. And then what we're going to do is now position that exactly where we want it in the middle of our piece of card topper. I'm going to just wipe my hands because they're wet, don't really need those wet. And then I'm going to take a piece of low tack tape just to hold it in place whilst we run it through the die cutting machine. So let's pop it onto my plates. And then, so we're going to bring that in there, pop that on, complete the sandwich. So again, depending on what machines you've got, they'll have different sandwich combinations. And then we're just going to run that through the machine. So while that's running through, so it's a really, and now it's obvious, why do we throw away all the scrap? And depending on the colours that you use, I mean, you can keep it simple and just go black and white, and it looks so dramatic. And what happens is it looks as if it's embedded within the actual finished piece. So what we're going to do now is we're going to carefully open up our sandwich. I'm going to carefully remove the low tack tape. Now this is where normally I just throw this into my waste bin and then get rid of it and go with the die cut. But what we need to do is flip it over, pop it onto the mat, carefully. Sometimes you'll get static. I'm using new plates, so I might get a little bit of static. Oh, that was lucky. Whew. Okay. And then what we want to do is very carefully remove the die cut, which is a bit that we would use normally. Okay, so just gently tease it out of the die. Am I going to be lucky on this, or am I going to get, yes, there we go. So this piece here is what we would normally use. That is what we've been using in the past hour, and you've got, this is like a 2-for-1. But this is the bit we're interested in. This is the scrap. So what I've done, I've taken a piece of A4 double-sided adhesive sheets that we've got on the show, and I've just cut it so it's slightly bigger than the actual die itself. I'm going to peel off one side, then I'm going to use the 2-finger trick, where you just hold it either side, and then I'm just going to go down and cover the waste. So I'm going to use an eraser pencil, because what I want to do is just push in to pick up all that scrap of all the die that's sitting in there.
Now you've got just over a minute, Paul, left on the live show, but we will be back together at 8 o'clock tonight.
No pressure. So then
take your time.
All I'm going to do is slowly peel this off. So you do it slowly. See, I've missed a few little bits there, so I'm just going to go in and just push those through. And then tease it off very gently. Go back and pick those bits up that I just missed. And then, am I going to get there in time?
45 seconds.
So
wow.
This is a waste. Okay. And then what you do is you take the card that you've die cut. So the one we looked at was on a canvas board, but now what I'm going to do is infill over the top. Ooh, am I going to? There we go.
Fantastic,
and what that
Paul.
does, if I hold it up to the camera, you'll see you've got that. It's embedded within the design.
Fantastic, Paul. Look at that. Only a few seconds to go. Well done. We'll see you back at 8 o'clock, but stay where you are.